Hey everybody, it's Dov and Nicole, and we are Twin Flame Revolution, and we're so happy to be here with you guys today on the Spring Equinox and to bring you a video. We're also really excited to tell all of you, if you don't know, that our new website is up, so please go check it out. It's really beautiful.
It's beautiful.
We're very excited, and we're really honored to have it and to be, able to work with you guys and to provide you guys a bunch of information. And so please check it out and go to the contact page and send us your email. This way you stay up to date on a lot of really cool things that we're doing. If you saw in the other video, we're doing a really amazing webinar next month, which everybody should do, which just really to help you keep your space and yourself clean, and your energy, and really learn to be in your power 100%, not be affected by others' energies. So happy Spring Equinox.
Woo! Yeah, I feel like we could all take a deep breath after what we just went through in February.
Yeah, February was so intense, and now we can kind of be in this space today of balance. Having said that, this whole year, this is the year of the Fire Rooster, so everything has been going through the fire, right? And so this is a really deep spring cleaning, and it's a spring cleaning that is absolutely on fire. It really is. And there's so much also going on. As Nicole and I say, we don't do astrology, and some of you absolutely beautiful souls out there do such an amazing job doing it, but we like to mention when there's big themes going on, and there is a lot of big themes going on right now. And Venus is retrograde, and that is just really digging up a lot of stuff and really giving the opportunity. Our puppy wants to join you guys.
She's always here while we're working.
She likes to work with you guys. It's really opening up the deep work that we need to do. So when we talk about spring cleaning, we're noticing that it's not only external stuff and clearing of relationships externally and different things in our lives and sort of opening new chapters, but it's also really deeply cleaning inside and going through our emotions and our growth.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Definitely.
It's been really an intense time, but also really beautiful and awesome opportunity to be doing some good work. So
actually, now that she brought up about Venus in retrograde, let's talk about it.
Absolutely.
We're seeing old flings maybe in our clients' lives coming into their lives. Exes are coming out of nowhere. You're seeing any kind of relationship really where you loved someone. It doesn't have to be romantic. In play. And why is this happening? It's happening because maybe things need to be mended. Maybe there needs to be closure. When we have no closure and we don't mend certain things, we never want to have to walk on the other side of the street. So if there's someone on that side of the street that we've harmed or harmed us and we have ill will, we never want to not close that, because then we have to walk on the other side of the street, and then we have to duck, or it actually creates an attachment for just not great energy, because we go into hiding, shame, all these different emotions that are low vibratory, and then we start attracting things like that. So anything that needs to be mended, sealed, or closed is starting to rise. And as those things are rising, what's interesting is, because it's the year of the Fire Rooster, the flame's hitting it, and you really, if you seek it, you'll get to see the truth in all these relationships. If there's somebody in your life that you thought you were in love with, and all of a sudden it's coming up to, and you're going through this emotional stuff with each other, you're going to be able to see the truth. Or maybe there's someone that's supposed to be in your life that you've been afraid of, and you'll get to see that maybe you're just running from what you really absolutely want because you think that you don't deserve it, or you don't think that you're good enough, or you're just plain scared.
Right.
So we're seeing all these things. Even, our love relationships with family members are having to be altered and shifted and changed to just help us to move through this period of evolving with less destruction and for the highest good. Sometimes, we have to take a break with certain people, not because we don't love them, but sometimes it's for the greater good, that relationship will cause more harm because it's not ready to shift. Maybe one party's not ready to make that amends. And so we put all our energy in something that we have no control over. So we're starting to see more of these things start to happen that we get to heal, clear, look at from a different perspective, and rise and Yeah, that's beautiful. It's awesome.
But oh my God, it can really feel like a lot of crap, right? As this stuff's coming up. So a lot of
It's
people,
scary. It's scary. It's like, oh my God, why is Joe back in my life? And you're just like, where the hell did you come from?
we don't know who Joe is, but I'm
Yeah,
always
but,
using
you know,
Joe as an example.
me
so,
too.
Joe, if you're out there.
Actually, Joe's my dad's name. So, hey, Joe.
So, but
Love
so to all the Joes, hi. So yeah, and you know what? It really is good to understand what the heck is going on, right? And it's like once we can kind of understand what it is that's happening, and that's why we sometimes talk about the astrological climate, because it so relates to everything that is coming up for us. And in fact, some of the stuff came up for us, you know, in our own way, last month, right? We had such an intense month last month, and it's like so much stuff was happening because as soon as, you know, this year shifted, everything started just getting funneled through the fire, right? And it's so interesting because Nicole was saying it early as soon as the year turned, and I couldn't really kind of understand what that was going to look like. And then today we were talking, and I really realized that what it means for something to go through the fire in that way is that what is true and what is yours is going to remain, right? I like to talk about Osho a lot, and Osho has this amazing quote, which is like, when you go through the fire, and if something is yours, if something is really truly yours, there's nothing you can do to lose it. And there's nothing you need to fear to lose it, right? We try to grasp things and hold on to things so that we can control them and create the illusion that we're comforted and all of those things. But if something is truly there, you can kind of try to destroy it, and things can try to destroy it, and it will continue to survive and to last. And, you know, if you look back at what's been going on, you know, in this time and what's going to continue to go on this year, you're going to see one thing after another burning up. But on the other side of it, what's left will be, you know, the crystalline truth of the situation, and also what is really belonging to you, sort of on a really deep level. And that's really beautiful.
I also want to, Dov reminded me today of something very important. So all the work that you do on spirit level, on soul level, it takes some time to trickle down into the 3D. But it's already built. Like if you can imagine it built in heaven, it's built and done. So all the work that you did is built. Then we go through a moment of like, well, where the hell is the abundant? Like, where is the, and we go through this flame and we start to panic, and we think that like God forsook us, or like that the universe is like forsaken us. And what happens is some things start to happen and we start to doubt. And then all of a sudden, like in that, you know, we're reminded that we built things with our work, that fire or whatever thing that you're going through cannot even touch or destroy. It is there. And then all of a sudden in the 3D, boom, the blessing comes, the abundance comes, you grow, you ascend, you see from a different perspective. And it's that moment actually of the weight where we have to just have faith, and we have to hold dear, and we have to have hope, and we need to cry and maybe scream and bite down and wait, because it is always there. And it is all the work that you've done is built and done. If you haven't seen it yet, you are going to see it. Spring is where things start to come up out of the ground. So whatever is going down, your roots, digging and going, it's coming up now. You're going to feel it. You're going to see it.
Yeah.
So just, if you haven't yet, just hold on. I'm actually going to promise you this. I promise if you just wait for the miracle, like don't do anything crazy before the miracle happens. It's coming. It's coming.
It is. And you know, it's a beautiful thing to think about, actually. One of my favorite stories that my mom used to tell me is actually about the seed, right? And the seed being germinated. And, you know, Nicole was talking about that in the springtime. And this is really the time. And it's actually astrologically the time, right? We were just talking about digging. So we're going to be digging up the soil, clearing up the space, right? And this little seed, if you think about it, it's the most amazing story to put a seed in the ground, this tiny little thing, and then it has to push all the way through all that dirt and all the rock and everything that it's obstacle, and then it comes out and it is so delicate and it is so fragile, and you think, how could this thing ever survive? And then it survives wind, and it survives flood, and it survives rain, and it survives animals, and every element that is outside, and it continues to grow and grow and grow into, you know, a tree, a plant, a flower. And that's what's happening right now, right? We're in that energy right now. And so as Nicole was saying, your thoughts, your ideas, your intentions, the things that you have been working on. So it is a really good time to go in, but to go in and come out, right? So what do I mean by saying that? So it's not like the middle of the winter or, you know, some of the full moons that we've had in the past where like it's really time to kind of isolate and go in and hibernate. We're moving out of that time now. So it's the time to go in, but only so much as it is for us to dig up what needs to be cleaned out, right? So that we can be the conscious observer in this process of what the universe is asking and what the astrology is asking us to go through right now. And we're going to be also coming up astrologically on, you know, a lot of Pisces energy, right? That's coming too. And Virgo is also bringing up a lot of emotions as well. And so we're going to just, you know, remind you, try to not, Aries, yes, sorry.
That's okay.
Try to not jump like full force into all of your emotions right now, right? Let your emotions be your tool for growth.
Yep.
Let them be your indicator for where to go and what to heal and what's going on. But try to stay strong. Try to keep your feet on the ground as much as possible and say, okay, I'm not going to necessarily jump to everything that my emotions are telling me, whether that's feeling nostalgic of, you know, like Nicole was saying, a past lover or past friend, or whether that is kind of going into, you know, a new situation. Just kind of pay attention and kind of go slow through this process. And this isn't, again, it's not just for, you know, intimate relationships. This applies to a lot of different areas. So take the opportunity to be, you know, doing the work right now. And actually Nicole was talking to me earlier about, you know, about doing, sort of going in and doing this work so that you can be kind of whole and in yourself, right? And we were thinking about twin energy a lot right now. And, you know, today is this sort of a beautiful day of balance, right? This beautiful day of balance. And the masculine energy has been working really, really hard lately, right? And it's really been needing attention and our love and upgrades. And when we speak about the masculine, you know, we really distinctly understand that this is not limited to sort of human 3D sex, you know, so it's not necessarily about being a male or being a female, right? So each of us have the masculine and feminine, and therefore we have that sort of twin flame energy within us that needs to be balanced. And so it's really important every time you're sort of working on it, you're not just working on it for the men in your life, or if you're, you know, your twin is a man, or if you are a man, there's also the feminine within you if you are a man. And if you're a woman, there's also the masculine, and we're balanced in that way. And even, you know, the polarity of your twin and sort of healing that, balancing that. And a lot has been going on right now energetically, and kind of culminating to today with this masculine and feminine being healed and balanced and worked on. So continue to take this process now into the springtime and let it grow and evolve, and do that work and take care of yourself.
Yeah, so just to piggyback off of that, you know, we posted something on Instagram. It's like it's the perfect balance of yin and yang, like the dark, the light, and we can tap into that energy today. We can truly tap into this balance and take that energy into all aspects of our being, to integrate everything and to be in this state of peace so that we can be fully grounded today and fully receptive to source, which is like so beautiful. So Dov and I just went through, something recently where we had to, so when I say separate, I don't mean literally separate in the 3D, but I do mean that we had to hold space for one another to find our own really true source energy and truth, to find our own balance inside, right? So we're doing this work to balance out the masculine and feminine inside of us so that we can be introspective and then be, you know, in full action, and we can be, you know, compassionate, yet we can still, you know, have drive and all these things. And so we've been holding space for one another so that we could truly love ourselves. Like, and so that's the other part about Venus in retrograde is like, how can you today, like if you're single or if you're not with your twin, or if like you're just not feeling great, like how can you take the love that you would have for a lover and give it to yourself? Actually, one of my clients, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say your name, but I'm gonna use you because you're so beautiful. Really embodied that. Like she was like, I'm just gonna love myself the way I would love my twin or my lover, and I'm gonna take a bath and I'm gonna take care of myself. And like I was like, yeah, I got the chills just, and I was like, yeah. You know, I had an assignment a long time ago with one of my mentors where they were like, you're gonna take care of your lover tonight. And I'm thinking like, okay. And he's like, you're gonna buy her flowers, you're gonna run her a bath, and you're gonna lit some candles, and make her a nice meal. And then he just stops and he goes, and that lover is you. And I was like, oh dang. So this is a time to really love yourself. And why is that important? Because without that, without you tapping into that empathy and compassion towards self and love towards self, we can never be balanced. We can never find that, right? We're always grabbing like, this is gonna make me happy, that's gonna make me, if I just work harder, if I just am okay with being, right? This feminine energy, if I could just be, then I can do these things, and I could be in my full masculine, and I could be protection, and I could be all those things. Right? If we could just love ourselves the way this universe loves us. Oh my God, Mother Earth loves us. Father God loves us. Prime Creator loves us. Mother God, like that love is like outpouring. And if we could just give ourselves that, we could tap into this beautiful, harmonious energy today. And that's all we want for ourselves and you. And I'm in it today. All I've been doing is laughing. She's like, did you take laughing gas? She doesn't talk like that, but
That's
sorry.
fine.
I'm
That's
sorry.
Fine. We'll pretend I talk like that.
Okay.
Yeah, Nicole's been laughing a lot, which is good, right? It's really good. And I was thinking, when she was talking, that's so important. Sometimes we get really kind of caught externally, and we don't think about how we need to kind of take care of ourselves and to be present with ourselves. And one of the things that I realized is that when I wasn't taking care of myself 100%, I wasn't being present with myself 100%, I was actually not being present with Nicole, right? And so we're actually going to talk more about this at another time, but really doing the work and healing yourself, right? There's a lot of reasons why we are not being present. We're not in our body. We're not grounded. We're all of these things. And I had the awesome opportunity of Nicole doing my Akashic records for me, and the soul realignment work that we do. She did it for me, which was a tremendous gift because as a practitioner, I am not able to do it for myself. And being able to see, the reasons why I am not always grounded in my body, and being able to do that healing for myself was really incredible. But as I sort of went through this process, I realized that, when we are not grounded, when we are not here with ourselves 100%, we really do, if we're in a relationship or we want to be in a relationship, we really neglect our partner in a certain way that we don't realize, right? It's wholly unintentional. It's because we are neglecting ourselves.
Right.
Okay, so if you can take the opportunity to sort of start to come into yourself and to be grounded and to be really here, and one of the nice ways to do that, and it's springtime, so it's a nice thing to think about, is creating. Right? It's to go into creation. Maybe you love to dance. Maybe you love to paint. Maybe you love to do sculptures. I just started doing sculptures because I was like, I want to use my hands, and normally I do painting, and Nicole draws, and right, so we find different things. But if you have the opportunity to have a garden, go into your garden and literally get into the dirt and sort of ground yourself into the dirt, right? Find what works for you to kind of bring yourself in there. And a lot of times our clients ask us too, like, how can we sort of help, connect to our family member or to our twin or to our strong soul connection that we want to be with, and what can we do, to move this process along and all that. And every time we say, work on you, right? Especially with a twin, when you are working and healing yourself, you are absolutely clearing we always use the example that it's like, you and your twin want to come together, and your energies in the fifth dimensional, like on the out of your body level, they're so happy and they're so connected. And then it's like a pyramid, and here it's like all these bricks that we placed over the years, right? All these bricks, and all these traumas that we have are now being flared up because of them. So it's like, work on them, and then there will be so much less in the way. And then when you guys do connect, or if you are connecting, like, make sure that you're working on that, sort of clearing it out, taking care of yourself. I always tell everybody, there's nothing you could ever lose taking care of yourself and working on yourself and healing yourself.
Yeah, and now that she's talking about clearing, it's spring cleaning time.
Yeah.
So for us, as any relationship, right? Any relationship, there is a sense that when I say protect, I don't mean that we need to build a fortress, right? Because that doesn't allow heart energy to flow. But there are some things that we do, and that, that we can do, that you can do, to protect yourselves. Like, what does that look like? So, clearing out your home, smudging, building maybe a book of mantras that are for protection and healing and clearing for your home that you do every day. So it's like this practice. What does working on yourself mean, right? So there is a spiritual practice, meditating. Like her and I meditate. We sit quiet. We clear dark energies. We really try to seek what's going on. We have ways of like actually intuitively figuring out things that are going on, whether it be someone curses, contracts, vows, different things that could be affecting us, entities. I mean, it could go on and on, right? And so we're constantly having to clear these things. And then in our everyday life, just taking what we know, right? And being the observer and practically using this in our relationships, because the connection with everything is everything. Right. Our connection and our relating to people is everything. And that's really where the work is. Mm-hmm. Like, how can I be of service, but yet take care of, be a service to myself and be in my highest potential of expression in this world, to give wholeheartedly so that I could receive and feel like everything. And it's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. So when we say the work it's dedication and commitment to self. What's your daily practice look like? Who are you hanging out with? Maybe it's a time for new friends. Maybe it's a time for building friendships that you didn't realize were the most amazing friendships, and you haven't been giving any time to them. Clearing up some things with family members. Right now, if you are in a relationship, this is the perfect time with Venus in retrograde to have that conversation that you've been meaning to have, and sit and open a really safe place where you're not going to judge one another, and you get to really express yourself, and you get to not leave that space until you guys are okay with what was said, and understanding and loving and looking at each other's eyes. See, when Dov was talking about the thing that she learned about not being present, Dov is and I want to say this because I know that many of you are caretakers and nurturers, and you want to give because you are all love. She gave so much to me. When I said you're not here, she was like, I don't understand what you're saying. All I do is give to you. But I wasn't feeling her energetically, and with my masculine energy, I ran. When I don't feel her, I want to run. I want to run because I want to feel her. As soon as she was present, I was like, oh, I can't get enough of her. I can't get enough of her, because you don't understand. If you're not present, then you're not really, first of all, you're not giving yourself what you deserve. You deserve to be present, breathe, taste your food, put your feet on the ground, look down and see your feet in your shoes, feel them. Be just take a deep breath and look around and go, I'm in the living room, right now. Actually, I'm in between my dining room and my living room, and my dog's in my lap, and I could feel her heartbeat on my leg. That's being present. Looking at your lover and listening, right? Because when we're not present, we're not really listening, right? And all we want is each other. We want to feel each other. And then, if we don't feel the other person, then we act maybe sometimes childish, and the inner child comes up, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to be there with you. And I'm running, I'm going to go for a jog. I'm going to go be by myself. I need space. I'm making fun of myself now. And I don't talk like that, but you know what I mean? So how many times have I said I need space? But the thing is, I don't want space. All I want is her.
And that's actually a really...
The day in the life of Nicole. End of.
That is, we're very giddy today. That is, something to think about, right? So a lot of conversations, a lot of videos, a lot of articles about runner tracer, and we have our own sort of opinions about the runner chaser dynamic. But one of the real aspects, and not the complete picture, just one of the aspects that happens, especially when you're already in connecting with one another, is when you can't feel the other person really being there 100%, you can't feel their presence, and they are not giving enough to themselves, so they can't be present, it really does cause the masculine energy to retreat. So that's something to consider in sort of the grand scheme of the whole thing. And again, that's just one facet of it. It's not the entire picture, but it is an interesting facet, and it's a very real facet, and sort of going into more of an understanding. And then it's interesting because, it's sometimes harder for the masculine energy to identify, right? The feminine energy is like, well, I just need you, right? And the masculine energy just knows something's wrong, or they just feel like they're not being taken care of, or they don't feel safe.
Yeah.
And then its response is to protect itself and to run away. And also, when you understand this too, you can have more compassion, right? And we're always talking to you about coming from a place of compassion for you and compassion for your twin, compassion for your family member, for your friend, for your lover, right? Because when you come from a place of compassion, you come from a place of non-judgment. And when you come from a place of non-judgment, you come from the place of the conscious observer. And then you can make choices. You're above the ego self. Right? You're not engaging in the ego self. The judgment is when we engage in the ego self. And then as the conscious observer, we're above the ego self, and we can just say, okay, this doesn't work for me, or I want to make a change. When I realized that I wasn't present, I wasn't grounded, and I could give Nicole like a really heartfelt apology, but I didn't feel any shame or guilt or like I wasn't good enough or any of those things, because I was just able to see it, to observe it, and then to extend my heart, right? Certainly it came from a somewhat of a sense of neglect of self, right? Because if I wasn't being present with myself, I was somewhat neglecting myself, and therefore you'll neglect everyone around you in sort of that intimacy. And so there's no reason to shame yourself for that, right? And then as soon as you're able to be in the conscious observer, you can just make the decision to just change it just like that, to just change the course. And it's that simple. When we go into a spiral of shame and guilt, which are low vibration energies, we sort of lose ourselves, and we actually usually create a repetition of the exact same behavior we wanted to avoid. Yeah. And so there you go, you get lost in that. So again, it's really awesome that we, got to connect with you guys today. I don't know if Nicole has any more thoughts.
No, I was just seeing certain things because I was thinking about sometimes I just get these downloads. Just the balance today, like you can really like balance like your emotional body. Like we're gonna be able to like balance your emotional body, your mental body, your chakras. Like when Dov was speaking about being present, I was seeing the balance of the mind, the balance of the emotional, the balance of the chakras, the balance of the masculine and feminine, right? This balance between like ego and like divinity, like this balance between like what we think is bad or good, like the balance of everything. This like, sometimes everything has to split for us to see it, because it's like actually a tool for us in this human body. It's an illusion that anything is different. There's no separation of anything. It's all one, right? And we see these splits so that we can actually balance them and work with them in the 3D and human body. And today's like a blessed, beautiful day to like really balance that out and be so present and so with yourself, and not just to feel good, but to actually see what it is that's going on in your life right now, like changing the perspective and make like actually having understanding of some issues that you didn't understand. Right. Like things that kind of baffled you, they could really come to light if you just kind of let go to this energy and this equality of like this balance, like this balance. If you let go and just literally shut your mind down right now and let go, you can change your perspective in a way today that you can keep with you for the rest of the year.
And this energy is definitely going to go forward with us for a little while now. And again, some of what we're talking about is for the whole year, right? So this year of the Fire Rooster, so things going through the fire. Everything, all the truth will be revealed in every situation as you go through this year. Everything will be crystallized. Everything will be cleansed. Everything will be cleared. So think about that as you do things right now, and especially with this coming months and the fertility of this time, right? This springtime and the growth of things and what it means. Even if it's funny because I'm not such a gardener, but I'm thinking so much of gardening right now, and it makes sense, I guess, and so much of Mother Earth, and I'm so thankful for Mother Earth and everything she provides us, But if you think about a garden, when the springtime comes, you have to clean the garden. You have to clean the soil, you have to till it, you have to take off what's on the top, and then you have to allow for a clean, fertile space for things to grow. And that's exactly what we're being asked to do right now. We're being asked, the planets are forcing, they're not asking, they're going to make it happen, right? And we can kind of voluntarily, as Nicole said, go through this. So let's be the volunteer in our process instead of being sort of pulled through it unwillingly. Be the observer, be the volunteer, and clear what is being brought up, what's being dredged up, just clear it out. Whatever needs to be closed, cleared, with love, with compassion, close it. Allow that energy to be settled. allow the land to be cleared and for everything to be, clear and open, and then allow for things to grow and allow for the fertility to come. And it's coming, and the balance is coming. And again, and everything will be fast because it's the fire. When the fire hits something, it burns fast. So we don't have the luxury this year of having sort of a leisurely quiet, and I think everybody's already noticed that this year with the intensity of what's going on. So it's going to be fast. It's going to be, sometimes it's rough, but it's certainly true. And it's certainly going to be honest, and it's certainly going to be authentic. So that's
and we're just constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And it's all to evolve, and it's express like your true divinity. You get to express yourself, like your voice and who you are and your dreams and your goals. It's like the universe wants to know, like we want to know, like it's the most beautiful thing when you see someone doing something that they love and they share that with us. Like I love that. That makes me feel so good. Like there's no other place I'd rather be than with this woman right now, doing what we do, helping people just be the expression of their true self and nature, and get to know what that means and looks like, and help guide along the way. And we are always here for you guys. Our new website, it finally went up. We're so excited. So please contact us and give us your email so that we can send you, all the stuff that's coming up soon. And it's really exciting stuff, and we really want to share it with you and do it with you. So all our light and love.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
Yeah, so the link will be below, twinflamerevolution.com. So do check that out. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. This way you can stay up to date with what we have. And also, leave us comments and tell us like what's going on for you. And, we always want to kind of hear if there's something you want us to talk about, or, and if you just want to message us, again, just message us at info@twinflamerevolution.com. Tell us what's going on for you. And if you, like Nicole said, if you need help with some of this, if you need help with your process, with the energies, if you want to just get really deep, right? It's a really good time to get really deep in there and find out what's going on. We do work every day for ourselves. We share with you our process. We share with you our tools, and it's invaluable. And we don't just say that because it's what we do. We say that because we experience it ourselves, right? And the work has changed our lives every day. And so that's why we do it with love and excitement to share it with you. So so please send us your email, leave us some comments, and subscribe. And we're so happy to be sharing this day with you guys. So many blessings.